We want to take a moment to thank everybody for listening through 50 episodes of Sensual Essences, and we've actually got a special guest on today.
Yeah, wow.
Just want to take a moment and say, don't forget to like and subscribe. And
subscribe and then like.
Yeah.
And then, hey, if you don't even like it, subscribe.
Yeah. Or unsubscribe. Hey, look,
subscribe for a little bit, and then you make your mind. You don't have to make your mind up right now.
There's no pressure. This is a very low pressure situation here, but I wanted to also welcome our special guest for today's show. The one and only Joe Rogan is here with us for our 50th episode. How you doing today, Joe?
Hey guys! Thanks for having me on your show. I've heard a lot of good stuff about your podcast.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, thanks so much for listening. How many shows have you heard?
What?
How many shows of ours have you listened to?
What do you mean?
Have you listened to our show, Joe?
Oh, yeah. You guys do great. I love your show, man.
Yeah, how many episodes?
Actually, I do my own podcast, too. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, I've definitely seen a few of your episodes, and I mean, it's really good stuff, man. It's good. It's good. So, how many shows of ours have you heard, Joe?
Hey, Dan, don't give Joe a hard time.
I don't know. He doesn't. Something seems wrong with Joe. You all right, Joe?
Yeah, man, I'm cool, man.
Okay.
Dan, Joe's just lay off Joe, okay? Look.
All right.
Look, I mean, Joe, it's
an honor to have you.
It's an honor to have you here, Joe. I think I speak for everybody here today when I say that, my brother and I are both big fans of your show, and all the cool stuff and great people you've had on your show, and it's an amazing honor to have you on our show, and I think we're both really sort of beside ourselves with excitement to have this amazing opportunity to talk to somebody who's really just one of the, if not the top podcaster on our little rinky-dink podcast here, Sensual Essences with Mike and Dan.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit nervous.
The amazing, incomparable Joe Rogan.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm just a little bit nervous.
Thanks, guys.
Joe, so I've been wanting to ask you this for a really long time. I mean, like I said, I've seen some of your stuff, and it just seems like you never run out of things to talk about. I mean, what's your secret?
I don't know. I mean,
Joe?
Like when I was getting into like martial arts and stuff, like, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's right. You did martial arts for a while, Joe.
I still do them.
Okay. But like, what is it really like? I mean, you've got such a diverse group of people coming in through your doors every day. I mean, it just seems like you can relate to everybody. It's really it's amazing. What's your secret?
I don't know. I mean, there's no real secret, It's just like, I mean, you guys do such a cool show too. I mean, your guys' show is I really like your guys' show. That's what I'm trying, I wouldn't be here hanging with you guys if I didn't think you guys did a great show. And I just really like all the fun characters you do, and it's really entertaining.
Okay.
And I think it really brings people together,
Yeah, thanks so much, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
That's really, really nice of you to say.
That's really cool. Really cool of you to say that, Joe.
I also kind of want. I mean, you've had such success in your podcasting, and clearly Mike and I are on the same path.
Clearly, we're on the same page.
with
Joe.
the show.
Thanks.
Yeah, with our show. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna ever get close to what you're doing there, but like, is there anything that you can tell us to help kind of prepare us for the success that's coming, Joe?
Well, you just gotta get out of bed and do the work. It's like there's no trick to it really. You just gotta do the work. Like I've had a lot of, it wasn't like, when I started doing my podcast, back in 2009, it was just me and my friend, and we were just fucking around, and like nobody thought this shit would catch on, But like, I was on TV already, I was in martial arts, I was already doing stand up.
I know.
And
you
so,
mentioned
I kind of had an audience already when I started. I was on some shows and
yeah, Fear Factor
had some success and had some notoriety in the world already. Whereas you guys, I don't think really anybody knows who the fuck you guys are, if I'm speaking frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to change now that we've got you on our show. I'm just, kind of curious if there's anything you can say to help us with some of the changes that might be coming our way. I mean, yes, we know you were on Fear Factor and you did martial arts, but you haven't really told us anything, Joe.
Dan, why are you giving Joe a hard time? Like, lay off Joe, man. Like, this is not the Joe Rogan interrogation episode, okay?
You're right. I'm sorry.
Like, we're not like necessarily gonna like, just like the show isn't gonna just take off just because we had Joe Rogan on it, okay? So like, you're putting a lot of pressure on him, man.
I'm just curious. I mean,
well, I mean, answer your own question, man. It's not really cool to just like interrogate the guy, man. He's just here to like chill with us, man.
He's just
like Joe. Like what? Like, how's your day been, man? Like, what have you been up to?
Oh man, like, I do this. I'm opening a comedy club in Austin, and like, stuff has been like really delayed there and shit. And, like, but it's cool,
Yeah, Joe, that's really cool. Yeah, Joe, have you some of our characters? Maybe you want to come on a quest with us one of these days?
Oh no, man! You guys do that stuff way better than I could ever do it, man. Like, that's your guys' act, man. Like, I'm not, I wouldn't like just like come on somebody's podcast and like, like try to pretend to like do their act, because like that's like your guys' act. It's like you guys do all these characters and like they're really cool, man. And like that's like cool,
I know. I mean,
thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I wouldn't mind,
man.
Mike. I wouldn't mind if he came on.
Joe, listen, if you wanted to come on a quest with us and do a quest, like, I mean, you'd be more than welcome. I don't know if you have,
like, you got to pick a class though.
You can't just show up and be a total noob and not like really know much about questing.
Well, I
mean, questing is. I mean, there is some martial arts elements. I mean, Dan, if you could kind of get into the martial arts stuff a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there are some questing classes that. Yeah, Joe. I mean, there are some questing classes that would be, I think you'd be able to slide right into. There are ninja. You could be a ninja.
Oh yeah, Joe, you would do great in a quest, Joe.
Yeah, you could be a ninja, or.
Oh, that's like right obvious.
Oh yeah, man, I could do ninja, man. I'm like, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a melee class. It's fun. It's just really kind of like a rogue, except you've got a different weapon set. And I mean, are you down for questing with us one day?
I don't know. Maybe, if we can squeeze it in, like I would be into it, man.
That's really cool, Joe.
That's really cool, Joe. Yeah. All right. So what are you going to be doing while you're in town here, Joe?
We're just going to see the sights a little bit. And, it's just kind of in and out. Just kind of came in to do the show with you guys, and I got a lot to get back home. So
yeah, you sure you're okay, Joe? He's sounding.
Dan, stop giving Joe a hard time and asking him if he's okay. He's obviously totally cool. Okay.
All right.
I mean, he's totally cool, man.
Yeah. All right. I mean, he seems pretty cool. Yeah, Mike. Anything you want to say to the one and only Joe Rogan?
Um, mm, yeah, Joe. Wow.
I don't know. I'm
mean,
just more.
I'm kind of starstruck, really.
I'm just baffled, honestly, more than anything. Just kind of befuddled and dumbfounded.
What are you dumbfounded about, Dan?
Go ahead, Mike. If you have anything you want to say to our guest.
Okay. Well, Joe, like what's the next thing for you, man? Like, you got this podcast, you're probably making a lot of money doing all that stuff. Like what's like, are you going to get into, like, I don't know, like what's the next thing?
Yeah, Joe.
Well, I'm actually thinking of retiring,
Yeah, that's really really interesting. Amazing how you can keep those conversations going on your show, Joe.
I know. Well, I get people on that, actually like talk about stuff and like know a lot about different things.
Yeah.
So like my gig is I just get those people gassed up and like let them roll,
Yeah.
That's my gig, man. I just get them gassed up, man. I just get those things gassed up, get those guests gassed up. So, like, that's, if I can, like, give anything to you guys, like, like, wow, man, like, yeah, like, just get them gassed up and, like, let them roll, man. Like, just get them gassed up and let them roll, man. That's all you got to do, man. Whenever you have a guest on, just get them gassed up, man.
What does that mean, get them gassed up? I don't understand. Like high?
Listen,
get them high?
No, you don't have to get them high, man. People are already gassed up about with whatever they're gassed up about, man. Like, people are, like, everybody's got the things they're into, man. So you just get them gassed up and you let them roll, man.
Yeah, right. Like, what are you into?
Are you asking me what I'm into, Dan?
Okay, Mike.
Dan, why are you giving Joe?
I'm asking you, Mike. What are you into?
Giving Joe a hard time.
What are you, Mike? What are you
Joe's
into?
Fucking balls.
Mike, what are you into?
Let's see, questing.
Obviously,
I do comedy, improv.
Obviously,
play guitar and music,
okay.
And normal stuff like that, Dan.
I'm just curious what
I'm just a normal guy, Dan.
All right, am I giving you a hard time? I don't feel like I'm.
Yeah, kind of. I think you're giving everybody a hard time. You're really argumentative, and you're getting Joe all jammed up on their fucking show.
I'm not getting Joe. Joe, are you jammed up?
You're kind of jamming me up, actually.
I'm sorry.
You're letting the gas out, Dan.
I'm letting the gas out? I'm sorry, Joe.
Okay. Gotta get the gas in, not out.
Right. Yeah, okay. Well, Joe, I really enjoy your show, and I mean, thanks for coming on. I'm sorry I was giving you a hard time. I just thought I'd ask you some questions. I feel kind of embarrassed, honestly.
Dan, I think everybody feels embarrassed a little bit.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Joe, I'm sorry.
Whatever, man.
Dan, it's not cool, man.
All right. Well, if you want to maybe get the ball rolling in a different direction with Mr. Rogan, I'll try to follow your lead here. I'm sorry. I know he's like a special guest and everything. I don't know. Do you want to, like, are we just going to sit here and stare at each other? Or
Joe, do you need to use the restroom or anything? Like, you can take a pee break if you. I know, like, on your show sometimes, like, you always have pee breaks, but maybe Dan and I'll, if you need to go and pee, like, you can go, man. Like, the restroom is just down the hallway.
Just
okay.
Down the hall. Yeah.
Okay, man. I'm gonna go use the restroom.
All right. We'll see you in a second, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Dan, like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's Joe Rogan.
I know. I just thought I'd ask him some questions. I'm curious, like, this is really exciting for me. I'm just thinking.
Like, ask some specific questions, not like, what are you into?
Okay. I mean, you're not really asking any questions. Do you think he's going to come back? Mike?
And I don't know if he's going to come back.
All right. I mean, can you give me an example of a question I could ask when he comes back, if he comes back?
I mean,
Like, what do you do for fun?
Dan, the guy has like the #1 podcast in the world.
All right, so maybe he doesn't want to
talks
talk
to a lot
about
of
that.
people, man.
Yeah,
Like,
so maybe he doesn't want to talk. Maybe we should ask him something like that nobody asks him. Like, you know, what would be something that nobody asks him? Like, what's the most embarrassing experience you've ever had in your life?
Yeah, I mean, we could.
Well,
I guess we could ask.
okay, I think he's coming back. I heard the toilet flush.
I mean, why don't you ask him a question that's like brings him into the conversation a little bit? Like, we're just, you know, like, why don't we get the ball rolling about like something and then like bring him in? You know.
I mean, I'd love to do. I'll tell you what. I'll follow your lead. I mean, it seems like you got a better handle on this than I do. I'm just sort of fumbling.
Dan, I'm fumbling too, man.
I mean, it's it's Joe Rogan.
It's Joe Rogan, man. It's like a lot of pressure, man. Like,
all right.
we don't usually have guests on, so it's like
it's a little weird. All right, so we invited him to Quest with us. It didn't seem like he
didn't really want to do
interested in that.
Dude. Like, I mean, I think after what happened
to Jordan Peterson,
and then also what happened with what was the guy's name? Fat Larry or something?
Fat Dennis?
Fat Dennis, yeah.
All right. Well, there are perils.
I mean, Dan, like, I don't think he wants to get
frozen and shattered, liquidized. All right. So maybe we can take him on tour with us to do guided meditation.
Why don't we just?
You ask the question then. He's coming back.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, man, have a seat.
Dan, why don't we just take Joe? I don't know, like, just like we can take him out for, I don't know, like we'll go get some food or something with Joe. Okay.
You don't want to do the show with him?
No, I mean, we can do the show while we're sitting down. Why don't we just pause the show now and go get some food? Okay. And just have a regular conversation with him and record that, and then it doesn't have to be this like big high pressure thing, you know?
Right.
Okay, so
we're gonna just pause the show for a second.
Joe, we're gonna go get some burgers or something and just kind of chill out. And so when we regroup, you know, we'll be kind of mid conversation on, you know, something that's like an actual conversation.
Cool. You want In-N-Out, Mike? I know you like In-N-Out.
Oh, I'd love some In-N-Out, Dan.
All right, let's get some In-N-Out. All right, we'll be back. How you liking the In-N-Out burger, Joe?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good, man. I mean, I'm more of a Carl's Jr. guy, but...
Oh. Actually,
sorry, Joe. I mean, I thought you'd like the In-N-Out stuff. I mean, I like In-N-Out.
I like Carl's.
Because I live in New York, so you can't get this stuff in New York.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not really like a fancy hamburger, but like, it's way better than, you know, it's just fresher, you know.
Sure. You guys don't have...
it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, okay.
Dan, what kind of burgers do you like?
I actually prefer Carl's Jr. I don't know. It just has more flavor, I think. And the In-N-Out, I think, is a little fattier or something. It's just greasier. And I hate the fries from In-N-Out. Hate it.
What's wrong with the fries in In-N-Out, Dan?
I don't know. They just have no flavor, and the texture is really mealy. And I don't know. I just like Carl's Jr.
Oh, man, I can't believe you guys are such snobs. I mean, whatever. It's a hamburger, man.
Yeah, Joe.
Well, Joe, I mean, I guess, you know, that's like opinion, Joe.
Okay. Anyway, so Mike, I guess, had some questions, or he wanted to talk to you about something?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's like really cool to be hanging with you, Joe, and like, you know, come and get some burgers and, yeah, man.
Honestly, Joe, I kind of thought it would be more interesting to talk to you.
Well, yeah, man. Like we got a ton of stuff to talk about, man. We got so much to relate to, man. Like we both do podcasts and stuff, and like, yeah, it's cool, you know.
Like it might just be me. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it that it could just be me, but I'm just fucking bored with this conversation, Joe. It's got to be me. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, Mr. Rogan, Joe, but like I feel like you got nothing to say. You just seem kind of off.
I don't know, man. Like, what do you want to talk about, man? Like, I can talk about anything, man. I talk to people all day, man.
Yeah, but you're not talking about anything. Like you mentioned your martial arts, and everybody knows that. And like this is 50 episodes. We've done 50 episodes. We've covered so much ground on our show with our characters. And
yeah, man, you guys do great. You guys do a great show, man. Like, I mean, it just seems like it's like really cool that you guys just like make up these characters, man, and you guys just can like riff on these characters and like come up with these great scenes, and you like really bring people into this like great these amazing scenes and imaginary worlds.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah, that's what we do. But
most podcasts are just like pretty boring, you know.
Yeah, that is what we do, Joe. Like, don't you want to know about how we do it, or?
Well, I mean, what's there to know, man? It's like it's pretty obvious, right?
I guess it is.
Yeah, I mean, well,
how long do you do your shows, Joe? Like they're hours long, right?
Wait, let me finish this food. Sorry, it was a good burger.
Yeah, I mean, you know, In-N-Out's all right, I guess.
Do you believe how many people are waiting in line here? It's like there's like 100 people waiting in line, and like there's like I can't believe like I mean like look at the line for the drive-through, man.
I know it's like that at every In-N-Out all the time.
Dan, can you believe how many people get food here every day?
I can't believe it because I honestly don't really like it.
3 o'clock in an afternoon on a Tuesday. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I don't understand it because, like, you could just walk into the Carl's and there's never a huge line except maybe right at lunchtime. But then they're fast and the burgers taste better. But
I don't know. What do you think? Like, do they have better marketing or something? Or
I really don't know.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. It's like if you don't have to wait in line to get a burger, then, like, that's even better, right?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I mean, who wants to wait in line for burgers? I mean, if you can get basically the same thing with no hassle.
Yeah.
I mean, just go wherever. I mean, you could even make a hamburger at home.
You know, Joe, we make up these characters on the spot. Like nothing is scripted. And I'm going to say like 99% of the time, we have no idea what we're going to do on the show. We might have a half of an idea or one tiny little seed of something that we start the show with, and then we just kind of go for it. And
I don't really do that.
Yeah.
With my comedy, because I do stand up, so it's like
it's all
like you got to work on that stuff, man. Like you can't just like get up in front of people and expect it's gonna be good because it's gonna suck. If you don't have your material worked out. You got to train, man.
I know.
Yeah, Joe, I hear you on that. But, like, I mean, it is hard to just, like, get up in front of the mic and, be ready to fly.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Joe?
I mean, yeah, you can't just get up in front of the mic and just wing it, man. Like, you have to, like, spend some time, like, working on your material, man. Like, if you want to do stand-up, you can't just, like... It's an art form, and you have to do it with the audience, man. Like you got to get up in front of people and see what works and what doesn't work, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What we're doing is not quite the same. It's not stand up. It's improv comedy.
It's improv.
It's like character based improv. I mean, sometimes we make up characters on the spot too. Sometimes we just start the show and we don't know what we're going to do, and suddenly we've got characters and we just have to kind of pull it together.
We don't have scripts. Like we just barely have an idea.
Sometimes we have no idea.
Sometimes we have no idea.
Yeah.
It's improv, Joe. It's not stand up.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, you guys are doing cool stuff, so it's like, that's cool. But like, if you wanted to do stand up, like you really would have to like work on it.
So Joe, what do you do, Joe, when like you've got a guest on your show and you really ready to be done with that guest, and like you kind of don't want to talk to that person anymore. It feels like it's going nowhere. Like they're way less interesting than you thought they might be. How do you handle that situation, Joe?
Oh, that never happens.
Uh-huh.
That never happens because I mean, at this point, everybody wants to be on my show and people seek me out. And, there's a whole team of people that do all the booking and stuff. And like so many people have been on the show now that I could just do reruns of the same people. And like, they're all famous, like comics and writers and scientists and, just people from all walks of life. And a lot of them are my friends in comedy and stuff. And show business friends or whatever, friends that are in the different fields. And so, I just get them gassed up,
Wow,
yeah,
Joe,
that's interesting.
I mean, it sounds like you're just kind of like riding high on everybody else's glory.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Yep. Anyway, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
I'm
Joe's
50 shows.
back.
We've done 50 shows. I mean,
man.
we got Joe Rogan as a guest on our show. I mean, that's
Oh man, it's so cool to be here with you guys.
yeah. It's really interesting having you, Joe. It's sometimes you get these ideas in your head about how something's going to go, and it's surprise. It's like
surprise.
Yeah, that happens all the time on my shows.
So hypothetically, Joe, if you had someone on your show that just was sucking all the oxygen out of the room, and you just felt like you needed to end the interview in the most professional way possible, how would you handle that?
Oh, I mean, that never happens, man. Because I get such good people on my show.
Yep.
Hypothetically, these are like the leaders of comedy and sports and science. And,
Sure.
Politics and all kinds of cool people.
Like, do you think
you can just get those people talking? I mean, I had like Neil deGrasse Tyson on my show. That guy is like a scientist, man.
Yeah,
and he's like an educator and a science communicator. You just get him. You just get him in front of a mic and get him talking. It's the easiest thing to do in the world.
Yeah.
And look at the people that have been on my show, man. You just barely, this is so and so. You just give them, turn the mic on.
Yep.
You just get them talking. That's all you have to do is turn the mic on, turn the lights on.
So what you're saying is that
I just turn the lights on.
You don't even do anything. You just sit there, nod your head, maybe repeat back to them things they've said to you.
Yeah, I'm interested in what they're saying because it's fascinating.
Yeah, but all you really have to do is nod your head, keep your eyes open, nod your head, and occasionally repeat back to them what they say to you.
Oh, sometimes sometimes I fall asleep for just a second.
Yeah.
Even
I think
on
I've
my
done
show.
that. I think I've done that a couple times here.
Sometimes I fall asleep for just a second, but nobody gets mad about it, and we edit that out.
Yeah. So, Joe, if you were talking to two improv comedy podcasters,
Yeah, Joe.
about their show, what would you do to get them gassed up?
Yeah, Joe. What would be a way to get Dan and I kind of gassed up? If we were going to be let's say we were going to be, instead of you being on our show and then you being kind of awkward and not really talking about anything. What if we were on your show?
Okay.
Let's assume you can see us deflating before your eyes. What would you do to gas us up?
I mean, I just would get you guys talking about whatever you want to talk about.
Playing with some guitar picks here. Got one that's a rainbow. My son likes that one.
Hey, Dan. I know we're here with Joe, but I got I have to pick up my laundry and I don't want to just leave it there at the laundromat.
Yep. Are you leaving?
No, I'm just letting you know
your laundry's ready.
We should maybe I don't know, like in the next 10 minutes, like just kind of finish this up with Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna do my exercise routine. Arms today.
Oh, it's arm day.
Arm day.
That's cool.
Yeah. I got this.
Dan, Joe's just looking at his phone now.
Yep. So
Dan, he's just sitting there looking at his phone now.
I know. I
Dan,
also have to.
do you really want to talk to him more? Like, maybe if we get up slowly, like just say like, "Hey Joe, like, hey man, we got to go." Like, thank you.
Do you even think he knows that he's here?
Dan, I think he knows he's here, but he like obviously doesn't really want to talk to us.
Yeah. I was thinking I was gonna go down to a pool hall, just by myself to get some practice in, because every time I go with Duffy, he kicks my butt.
Okay.
And I might just go by myself for a little bit this afternoon.
That's a pretty good idea, dude. I think you should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to go get my laundry, and
you don't do your laundry at your place. You have to go take it.
My place doesn't have a washer.
Oh, that sucks.
I got to take it to the laundromat.
Yeah. Do you think like we should let him out, or should we leave?
I don't think he even cares.
Like, I kind of don't want him to stay.
I don't want to kick him out of kick him like off of the show for being lame. I just,
like, maybe we can ask him to take out the garbage, like the burger garbage. What is it? The
yeah,
in
maybe
and out,
we should say, hey Joe,
bags.
Listen, thank you.
Can you take these down to the trash?
Yeah, Joe, would you mind taking this stuff over to the garbage bin?
Okay, cool.
Thanks,
right,
Joe.
Just lock the door. Yeah, just lock the door.
I think that's cool. He'll catch the drift of that. I think.
I think so. I really don't want him to come back.
I mean, that's okay, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that would have gone differently. I mean, I've seen some I've seen some pretty interesting interviews he's done. But then, like, kind of you think about it.
That's like when he's on his show, because he's like, making it happen on his show. But I don't think he likes to actually really be interviewed. Like, he's not really a guest, like.
It's like he was a guest.
Show.
Yeah. What?
It's like kind of like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm not interested in your stupid little podcast. I'm the king of podcasts. Like.
Shit. Yeah, he's kind of a.
I mean,
he wasn't an ass about it. He just kind of.
He just wasn't really. Dude. I guess we have a lot to learn about interviewing people.
I guess so.
It's like.
Maybe we need to do some more interviews, get some more
practice. We need to do more interviews, but I mean, maybe we should just try to get some interviews with people that we know better, or like, I don't know, dude.
That was so awkward.
I mean, it was pretty awkward. Right. I mean, this is our 50th show and everything.
50 shows. I really thought it was going to be kind of like a high point for us, but it just felt like just such an underwhelming, like,
I mean, I don't want to say anything, Dan.
Well, go ahead.
It's Joe Rogan. Like, why? I mean, why just rip on him like that?
I'm not ripping on him.
He seems like a good guy. I mean, he's not interested in talking, man.
That's what I said. He didn't seem like an asshole or anything.
He wasn't rude. He wasn't like. He's just like busy, man. Like, he's obviously got a lot of stuff he's going on, and like, dude, like on his show, he gets like the most interesting people alive, basically.
Yeah.
And he's not interested in like talking to a couple regular people that don't really have anything going on or not famous or really no accolades in any field.
I guess so. I mean,
we've never written a book or gotten an award for anything or like doing anything that's like recognized.
I mean, he kind of didn't even put his phone down the whole time. Like, he just had
he was kind of on the phone, really. It looked like he was like texting and then like looking at, I don't know,
like Wikipedia.
I
think he was on Wikipedia.
It was a Wikipedia, and then it was like those like stock graph things or something. It's like those graph things.
Was it a graph? I thought he was playing
it was like
Slither.io.
I don't know what it was doing, dude.
I
didn't really see what he was doing. It's just like he was on the phone the whole time.
Anyway, well, I don't know.
I mean, at least we got some burgers in, man.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Maybe we
And
should.
we got there before the big line showed up.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was
maybe
cool.
we should just start our own burger place. I mean, we can call it like Queefs. That's a good idea.
I mean, do you really want to start a burger franchise?
No, no, I really don't.
I mean,
Honestly,
can you even really do anything in business in California these days, Dan? It's like
no,
so fucked up over here. Like the
no,
government makes it like
no,
impossible to fucking do anything.
no. You really can't do much of anything in California. I had a really
You can
interesting
only
day. I
get,
did my
you can only get a
taxes,
subsidy. You can only get a subsidy or something. I don't know.
something like that. Yeah, I did my taxes. The California state stuff had so much incomprehensible. I couldn't even. I just said no to everything. There were so many things that I didn't understand. Plus, I got 2 marriage proposals, and some wrinkly old lady sent me a boob pic on Bumble.
2 marriage proposals.
Yeah.
Were they from what continent were they coming from?
California girls, I think, but
Oh, that's impressive.
yeah,
Just online, just without meeting you, just
Yeah.
do you want to get married?
and
Wow.
and the boob, the wrinkly pruny boob, and then Joe Rogan. So it was an interesting day so far. So maybe I'll have some luck at the pool hall by myself.
I think you're gonna have a lot of luck, but maybe you want to bring with you like a big container of prunes that you offer to everyone,
Okay, why is that?
just as a gift.
All right.
Just
Yeah,
bring prunes along, and then you can just offer them to,
passerbys.
play for prunes.
Play for prunes.
Yeah, play for prunes, but then just be eating the prunes while you're playing, and just. I wonder how many prunes you could eat before you really like start having a problem.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what in them makes you poop is there's a carbohydrate that's incredibly difficult to digest.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and it kind of bulks up your poop.
I
and
wonder
helps
why
absorb
why
water from your gut.
specifically. Oh, really? I wonder why specifically prunes. It's just like something in prunes.
Yeah, it's that it's like a sugary carbohydrate thing that's really hard for your body to break down, and it kind of absorbs liquid from your colon. And
Oh.
anyway, I think Joe is still. I think he's just hanging outside our door on his phone. Should we let him back in? Wrap up show number 50 with Joe, and then we'll call it a
Guess
day.
so. Yeah. Why don't we just bring him back in and then just tell him we're done with doing the show and thank
Yeah,
him? I
we'll tell him the
guess.
time's up and
Gracious.
be gracious. Yeah. All right. Go ahead and let him in, Mike.
Hey,
Hey, Joe.
Joe, come in here. We got to wrap it up, okay? Oh, hey guys.
Hey, Joe. It was really
wow.
great having you here for our 50th show. Thanks.
Oh, what? You done now?
Yeah, our time's up. We've got to wrap it up.
Oh,
We've got other things to do today.
that's okay. Well, thank you. I mean, what an honor to be here with you
Yeah.
guys. It was so great to get to talk to you guys.
Yeah, you really gave us a lot to think about, Joe. We can see why you're so
Yeah.
successful.
Thanks, Joe.
And thanks for all the wisdom.
What an honor having you with us today, and we are so grateful that you took the time out of your very busy schedule to come down and just hang and go get some burgers and just chill out and like share all these amazing, inspiring stories with our listeners. And
Hey, Joe, do you want to see this picture
man.
from Bumble that I got this morning?
Okay.
Here, look at that. This lady just sent me her boob picture.
What the fuck is that?
It's a she could pass for a Halloween witch without any makeup, and she sent me her boob
Well, that's
picture of a boob, and look, it says "Have an awesome day."
dude. That's ridiculous, man.
Yep. Bumble, huh, Joe?
that's pretty.
Yeah, I'm married.
Oh, right. Actually, Joe, I matched with the. Let me look. Hold on. You might find this interesting because I'm kind of curious what's going on here. Let me find this. Her name is Drina. She's 40 years old. Her pronouns are she, her. Global general manager at Bumble. Global
Whoa.
Jam at Bumble, not here to date, but rather to collect feedback from you on how we improve your experience on the Bumble platform. She put on the Bumble platform. So, and she went to Harvard and she has a misspelling. And then I'm sorry.
She has a misspelling in her what?
No, it's not misspelled. She has the word on twice. It says I'd rather collect feedback from you on how we improve your experience on the Bumble platform. Now, she has pictures of her kids and her husband. But then I don't know. I don't know what to think of this.
Wearing a lingerie.
Yeah.
In a swimsuit.
Yep.
At the beach.
Yep. So what do you think of that, Joe?
Oh man, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Pretty weird. All right, Joe, great.
That titty was pretty gnarly, man.
Yeah, what a way to wake up this morning, huh?
It's a great time to be alive, man.
Yeah, Joe.
Thanks again, Joe. Thanks for coming on the show.
You can let yourself out, Joe.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks so much, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Rogan here on Sensual Essences.
Here on Sensual Essences. So, what a treat. I hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as me and Dan did. We had a great time.
Yep. 50 episodes.
50 episodes. And, I'm just, Dan, between you and me, I can't wait to get to 100.
Me too.
Maybe we'll try to have Joe back on.
Maybe not.
When we get to 100, or maybe we'll just not have him back on. I don't know.
Maybe by that time we can have AI programmed to be Joe Rogan, and it'll speak in his voice, and we can interview AI Joe Rogan.
I mean, I think we should try to do that sooner than 50 episodes. That'd be pretty cool if we could interview AI Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
How would we do that? Do you know how to get that set up, Dan?
I don't know. I might have to join up in one of those chat GPT type things with the voice synthesizer. What is it called? Code 11 or Studio 11 or something like that?
We'll have to get one of the interns on that, Dan.
We'll get one of the Sensual Essences interns on that. They're taking the day off for questing. It's a questing day for the Sensual Essences.
It's a questing day. Everybody except for me and Dan are questing, which is kind of ridiculous, right?
I know, right? Anyway, all right. Well,
so you got to turn lights off and stuff and clean up a little bit.
Okay. Well, enjoy getting your laundry. I'll let you know how it goes at the pool hall tonight. All right.
All right, Dan.
All right. Talk to you later.
Hey, Dan, don't forget to like and subscribe subscribe and like, and then like and subscribe, and then tell your friends, and then make them like and subscribe it.
Make them. All right.